Hey, what's going on there, guys? cloudedtruth here, back with some more Battlefield 4 gameplay, and today I'm going to talk about the fastest firing personal defense weapon in Battlefield 4, the CZ-3A1, or crazy as I call this weapon, because if you think about it, CZ-3A, CZ-A, crazy, okay, it's kind of stupid, but yeah, it's crazy, and that's really what this weapon is about. It's crazy, it's flat out outrageous, which is probably the best word to describe this weapon, outrageous. It's a blast to use. And every time I just begin to run with this weapon and just start dropping guys, it just puts a smile on my face, because this weapon is so fun, and like I said, it's outrageous. Why? That 1,000 rounds a minute. Oh my goodness, does that kill people faster than you can almost even consider it happening? And it's almost that fast. It's just like you shoot and he's dead right away. It's literally like it's click the mouse button or the R1 or whatever your button is for fire, and he's dead instantly. Like, it's just an insta-death type of weapon, and it's a blast and a lot of fun to use. And like I said, it is the fastest firing personal defense weapon in Battlefield 4 with 1,000 rounds per minute. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous, and for me, it is the best automatic close quarters gun in the game, even beating out the FAMAS in the assault class, which fires at the same RPM. So how does it beat out the FAMAS? You figure that assault rifles are always going to be the best weapons in the game, right? Well, not exactly in this case, because the CZ-3A1 has something that the FAMAS does not, and that is amazing hipfire. Now, the FAMAS doesn't have bad hipfire, but the CZ is a PDW personal defense weapon, and these guns have got ridiculous hipfire, and the CZ is no exception. And including poor little Pikachu over here. I don't know what he was doing. I mean, Pikachu, son, you gotta get back in that Pokeball. I mean, you're out of it, you're running around, you're not exactly sure what's going on. Like, this guy was also another weird. I mean, trying to drop me his phone number? Dude, I don't roll that way. But, getting back on topic here. The CZ, like I said, it's just flat out outrageous with that 1,000 rounds per minute in close quarters, beating out even the FAMAS because of that really good hipfire. It's not the best in its class. That honor goes to the PDW and P90, but it definitely has amazing hipfire, as you can see right here. Just not even a laser sight, just dropping guys, just firing from the hip. Now, granted that it's very close quarters, but you got 1,000 rounds per minute weapon. You want to be close quarters. You don't want to go out to very far ranges. And that's one thing I will say with the CZ, which is pretty much a given, but you still just, I gotta say this, don't take this weapon out ranges. I mean, you all know this, but it will really struggle when you go out to very far ranges. Now, it can do okay in kind of that close quarters to medium range. That kind of from those two different ranges, from close quarters and going out right in between close quarters and medium range, it will do alright. It doesn't do too bad. Medium range is where you begin to see this weapon really struggle. Because that 1,000 rounds per minute, you feel the recoil, I mean, with every shot you take. And this weapon's recoil is already pretty high. It does have the highest first shot recoil of all the PDWs in the game. Not by a ton, but just by a little bit. And of course, the overall recoil amounts are pretty high. It will kick very hard up into the right, so if you're someone that likes predictable recoil, the CZ will kind of has it. It does kick a fair amount to the left, but a much higher pull to the right than the left, so it will basically kick that way much more frequently than it will back to the left side, which can be nice, but at the same time, on a rare occasion, you may find it just kind of kick to the left and kind of throw you off some, but generally for the most part, I find that I don't notice the recoil amounts too much because you just need to hit fire. And that's really what you need to do with this weapon in close quarters. Obviously at range you want to ADS, you're going to get a much higher accuracy when you ADS, and of course strafing will double your spread in terms of your accuracy goes. With the CZ it's from a 0.4 when you stand still to a 0.8 when strafing. So yeah, it definitely, you'll notice a difference, but for me, strafing is something where if it's going to basically, it's going to win the engagement by doing so, and you're going to stay alive because you strafe, then do it. It's that simple. Don't just go off stats and what the statistics say to do. Do what you need to do in order to win a gunfight, or just play the game in general. I mean, just play how you want. It's that simple. So in terms of really how to use a CZ and really your mindset with this weapon, it's basically self-explanatory, but you really just want to, I shouldn't say just trying to basically always run up to your enemies and try to get as close as you can in terms of you never want to fire at them from range, but use objects and be smart. You'll see me, I think, maybe once or twice throughout this game. If I ever see enemies, I don't try to engage them if I think it's too far. And right here, you're going to have a seizure as I flip out because I think I see things, and yeah, my mouse sensitivity is up really high for some people, which I don't know, I like it up that high. But you're going to see people at ranges. Don't try to engage them if you can help it. Try to duck behind cover, use any kind of obstacle to your advantage, and get as close as possible. That's really what you need to do with this weapon, is get the engagement as close as you can. That way you can really take advantage of the 1,000 rounds per minute, and the damage on this gun is still pretty solid overall. it does have a 25 max damage and then a minimum of 12.1. That's kind of average. I mean, it's not the, obviously the best I think goes to the UMP45 at 34. And then the 15.4 of the UMP45 as well as the PDWR, but that's pretty average. It's gonna be 4-bullet kill in close quarters, which for this weapon, it's gonna seem like instant. I mean, you pull the trigger once and just kind of try to control your recoil, and the guy will die before you even think he should be dead. I mean, the weapon shoots that fast, and overall, it's just a blast, a lot of fun. In terms of attachments goes, I was lucky enough to get the flash hider right away. I actually unlocked it through a random battle pack and just slapped it on there, and that helped me out obviously because it's one of the few barrel attachments in the game that only has positives. There are no negatives to it. But in terms of overall setups, the Cobra sight I would recommend putting on right away after you unlock it, and then really the laser and the ergo grip for increased hip fire. You can try things like the compensator if you're really struggling with recoil, but for the most part I find myself hip firing, which is what you want to do with this gun. Take advantage of that really good hip fire and fast fire rate to drop your enemies very quickly in close quarters. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you did, a rating is much appreciated. Be sure to leave your thoughts about it below. Take care guys, and I'll see y'all next time.